Hello, dear students. Welcome to the class on pharmacology. In today's session, let us see the beta 2 adrenergic agonists as well as the theophylline mediated bronchodilation. So, we'll see how these two drugs will help in providing relief in case of bronchial asthma individuals. So let us see how this drug will going to provide a relief from bronchospasm. So first of all, you should remember that there is a bronchial tone which will be maintained by certain types of receptors. So usually the bronchial tone will be equally controlled by the adrenergic as well as the cholinergic stimulus. So whenever there is a dearrangement or whenever there is an increased cholinergic activity, it can also lead to bronchospasm. So these cholinergic mediated bronchospasm is seen or it is mediated through the M3 receptors which is located in the bronchial smooth muscles. So whenever you give a acetylcholine or whenever there is a sensitivity of bronchial smooth muscle to the acetylcholine, that will lead to stimulation of the muscarinic receptors, leading to contraction of the bronchial smooth muscles and in turn lead to bronchospasm or bronchoconstriction, which will lead to difficulty in breathing because the bronchial lumen size will be reduced. So apart from that, you should also remember that whenever there is a stimulation of the adenosine, so the adenosine receptors are also present on the bronchial smooth muscles, which can lead to bronchospasm. So the two things which can lead to bronchospasm is when there is a stimulation of bronchial smooth muscles by either the adenosine or acetylcholine, it can lead to bronchospasm. Apart from this, next let us see how the bronchial dilation will occur with some of the important drugs which are used in the treatment of bronchial asthma. So these are very important drugs which are commonly used in the clinical practice, and it is widely used all over the world. So among this, the very important and a popular drug is the beta 2 agonist. So normally what happens is ATP will be converted into cyclic AMP with the help of adenylyl cyclase. So please remember, the bronchodilation is mainly due to the increase in the cyclic AMP levels. So ATP will be converted into the cyclic AMP with the help of adenylyl cyclase, and this cyclic AMP will be degraded into AMP, adenosine monophosphate, with the help of the enzyme that is phosphodiesterase. So what you can do here is you need to increase the concentration of cyclic AMP levels. So how it can be done? So it can be done either by increasing the cyclic AMP levels by increasing the adenylyl cyclase activity. There should be some drug which will stimulate the adenylyl cyclase activity. So one such drug is the beta 2 agonist. And another way of increasing the cyclic AMP levels are you need to prevent or you need to inhibit the phosphodiesterase activity which is causing degradation of the cyclic AMP levels. So here theophylline can be made utilized, which is a phosphodiesterase inhibitor. Thereby it will increases the cyclic AMP levels, providing the relaxation of the bronchial smooth muscles and in turn leading to the bronchodilation. So on the other hand, the theophylline will also helps in the relief of bronchospasm, as it has got additional action, that is it also inhibit the adenosine activity on the bronchial smooth muscles, as well as you can use muscarinic antagonist, which antagonizes the muscarinic response on the bronchial smooth muscles by blocking the M3 receptors. So the example for the muscarinic antagonist is the ipratropium bromide as well as the tiotropium bromide, which can be used in the form of inhalational drugs. On the other hand, most popular beta 2 agonist which is used in the clinical practice is the salbutamol. So this was about the class on beta 2 agonist and theophylline mediated bronchodilation. So this is a very important topic you need to remember, and this is the basic action behind the bronchospasm and the bronchodilation. So thank you. If you find this video useful, please do subscribe to my channel I Love Pharmacology, and do not forget to share and hit the like button for more updates on pharmacology. Thank you.